there are two trees that I'm seeing that are in a battle. It's a small tree and a big tree. But now the way it is coming, it is the small tree, because they are fighting on the ground. Every time when it comes, they will be fighting on a ground in a map of Zimbabwe. In the map of Zimbabwe, the ground is a map of Zimbabwe, and it's a big tree and a small tree. And at first I saw the small tree on top of the big tree, and people were celebrating. And then the big tree went on top of the small tree, and the people were celebrating. And then I saw the small tree going on top of the big tree. Then it ended like that. And then I was taken from there to another vision. I saw now the big tree. It was in a plane, in an aeroplane, coming like from somewhere, but in a plane. And there were numbers, 7 digits, that were moving like, you know, casinos, the numbers that move on casinos. And they were moving, mixing, moving. There were some on top and some at the bottom, but they were mixing the way the casino numbers moved. And then, to my surprise, when I saw the small tree on top of the big tree, there were people celebrating, and it was like the small tree is now victorious. But I was shifted. Before I was told what does that mean, I was shifted and I went into the plane. Then I saw the big tree sleeping in a plane. The chair was reclined, and the big tree was thinking that there is nothing for him. And then what happened is, when the numbers were mixing, a voice came and said, "You big tree, you have won. You have won." But when the big tree looked at the numbers started mixing again, because it was shocked. The numbers were now mixing again it was like they were coming from a window of the aeroplane. So now I wanted to see who really is the winner there. And to my surprise, I was just taken to the court of law. And there was now one of the 3 in the courts, and it was like applying for an interdict, and it was like there was confusion in Zimbabwe as well at that time, and some delays, and there were fights in courts. And God said, "Can you pray for this?" Now, when you are on the ground of Zimbabwe and in the plane, the small tree is on top and it's a victory. The big tree is waking up and is being told, "You have won." But numbers started mixing. So it will be a surprise to Zimbabwe. When you are on the ground of Zimbabwe and in the plane, the small tree is on top and it's a victory. The big tree is waking up and is being told, "You have won." But numbers started mixing. When you are on the ground of Zimbabwe and in the plane, the small tree is on top and it's a victory. The big tree is waking up and is being told, "You have won." But numbers started mixing. So it will be a surprise to Zimbabwe. Hallelujah. It's not what you are thinking. We just want to pray, especially issues of the courts that I was talking about. Issues of the courts.